Hi, ThatPaulGuy. I mentioned before, and I'm continuing to do some little tinkering and stuff like that, and I'm moving a lot of my Java files from NetBeans, where I was working on them, to Eclipse, where I'm now going to be working on them. And it got me to thinking that I had done a short video on how to do getters and setters in the NetBeans IDE, but I was going to try to do that same thing over here in Eclipse. So I started out by basically just going ahead and deleting them out, and I was going to go back and try to put them back in. Well, I noticed something, and I'm in the process of changing that and fixing that, but it's actually bad practice to put them all in the child classes. In this case, it's going to be airplanes, cars, and trucks. They're all part of the vehicle superclass. And vehicles gets extended by each one of these in turn. So what I did realize is that it's actually bad practice and you shouldn't be doing it. So I noticed, because when I tried to put them in there, it wouldn't let me. And I'll show you the error I'm getting. To do this, what we'll do is we'll go to source, and then we'll go to generate getters and setters. And then when we do this, it's going to go ahead and pop up. Normally, this should be a menu asking me which ones. But in this case, it's telling me that it's not going to work right. And that's because I've got everything in a constructor already. They're not private, or they're not variables that have to do with just the class. They've been extended from vehicles. So what I will do is I will make sure that all the rest of these are out of here. So I can go ahead and do this right. Okay. And then we go back to our superclass, which is vehicles. And you can see that by taking all that out of there, you can see I have quite a few errors here. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go to source. We're going to go to getters and setters. Oops. Source, getters and setters. And as you notice, all the primitives that I've already set up here, all the variables, the integers, the string, the Boolean values, and everything, they're going to pop up in this menu, and it's going to ask me which ones I want to generate. Well, in this case, I want to generate all of them, but they will break down into individuals if you like them to. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and generate all of them. And I'm also going to choose where they're going. Instead of after is moving, which is the last one, well, not the last one of these, but it was the last one when I started on it. I'm going to actually move these to after the main function. And so there we go. And if I generate, they should have all populated now, and they have. So I might need to move them a little bit closer together to get rid of some of that white space. But in the meantime, what I've done is I've gone ahead and make this entire thing whole again. So I don't need all of those getters and setters in airplanes, cars, and trucks, because they're all going to be in vehicles where they actually belong. And if I do run this, I'm going to save them all. And in my console, yep, there we go. Cars created, trucks created, planes created. And then my samples and all that's the sample code from our sample output from when I was working in NetBeans as well. So with a couple of these files, I've shown how to import them into an Eclipse project, and now I'm getting stuff straightened out where I can do getters and setters and make sure that everything's the way it should be. The proper coding, I guess you could say. And what I've noticed about Eclipse is it keeps you from doing sloppy code. It actually helps you keep from doing the things that yeah, you probably could get away with it, but it's not a good idea. The one other thing here that I've noticed also is that we'll remind you, say if you do a scanner for input, like I've done a video one other time about inputs and everything. If you open up a function, or you open up something like that, a scanner in this case, for inputting, it reminds you that you have to close it, that it's not closed. And so you want to go back and close it. Java will do its own garbage collection, but it's always a good idea to go ahead and make sure that you're on top of your own stuff and you code correctly. And this getters and setters being in the superclass here instead of the child classes, that was one thing that came up that I realized that I did not realize at the time it was kind of sloppy, but I do realize now. And so I've gone ahead and corrected that. So I don't know if that makes any difference to anybody, or if that helps anybody or anything, or that shortcut or that trick or whatever. But it did help for me, and it was a little bit of an eye opener. And I decided I'd go ahead and share that while I'm doing some other stuff. So hope you get something out of it. As always, folks, you can hit the little subscribe button. That little bell icon will tell you when more of these videos pop up. You can thumbs up, you can thumbs down, you can leave me comments. I'm always welcome. Those are always welcome, and I'm always glad to hear them. So until the next time, folks, thanks a lot, and see you later.